Picture this: peace, serenity, calm, a break from the craziness and chaos that is living in a city. A moment to reflect, unwind. What more could you ask for? Some piss, some fishing, a supposed moment of clarity. A want to get away from some of the negativity that's been plaguing me as of late. Hope, desire, passion, and offering an extension of heart for the North Melbourne Football Club. A grave fucking mistake. What a fucking joke. What a fucking stupid... What the fuck? Pear-shaped is a fucking understatement. What was that? I had it locked in. You know, I should have believed in Carlton. More so to the fact I should have not believed in North. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was feeling good, feeling light, feeling healthy. But it's all good. I'm out fishing, you know? The next day is going to be fine. Like, sure, it sucks. It's a bad call, bad game to watch. Fucking hurts the heart a little bit. But then, you know, you get back out on the water, you try peace and meditate again. It's all going to be good. We're versus Adelaide. That'll be a cracking game, right? That'll be a fucking ripping game, right? Right? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? All right, we're gonna get into it. I'm getting this one out of the way as quick as fucking possible. We're gonna smash through this shit. Interesting week of footy, I guess. It wasn't shit. There was lots of good things about it, lots of fucking shit things about it. Oh, fuck. Shit things for me in particular. Hey, at least the media's finally having conversations about Clarkson. Well, trying to have Clarkson. When are the conversations about Clarkson gonna start? Is it fair to ask the question? Yes, it's fucking fair. What are we doing here? Collingwood and Brisbane got this game pretty fucking wrong. Collingwood are legit. I think that's just a fact now. Brisbane, this is the first game they've lost all year. This is not like Brisbane are frauds, nothing like that. I think it's just that the Pies are playing a really fucking strong and appealing brand of footy, and the on-field leadership of some of their mature age players is really paying off. But this was a cracking game of footy to watch, actually. Like, the scoreline doesn't really highlight how not close it was. Like, I feel like Collingwood was definitely the dominant team throughout the entire game, but mainly due to game plan and restricting Brisbane from playing the type of footy that Brisbane wanted to play. They were just kind of all over him. Dacos couldn't be shut down. Berry tried with the hard tag, and then Rayner tried by fucking bumping him into the shadow realm, but he just bounced right back up and was involved in the next fucking handball link chain. So yeah, Dacos is probably one of the best footballers of all time. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you, rich kid. Fuck you, dog. I don't know. I quite like Dacos. He feels a bit prim and proper and the golden boy, but he's shining for a reason, mate. He's pretty fucking amazing. So go to Pies. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Brisbane. It doesn't kill me when they lose. It kills me when I get me tips wrong, but fucking I'm kind of glad. It helps settle the field. This has been a very settling round of footy, as fucking wild and unpredictable as it's been. It's humbled a lot of different teams, myself included, and it's really shown that this year it won't be as cut and dry as last year. I feel like things are going to be shaken up a lot more. So yeah, it's pretty good way to start the round. Darcy Cameron's in some kind of fucking form. That's all, yeah. North and Carlton. What the fuck? Carlton, give you some flowers. You just played all right. I'm not going to take that away from you, you know. Hewitt was great. There was good movement of the ball up along the ground, but to be honest, it did feel, again, like it does so often, the failings of North facilitated such a dominant win. And fuck me, were the failings of North very apparent. They were very fucking big. Paul Curtis is playing out of his skin. The rest of the team seems to fucking not really give a shit, you know? Georgie Wardlaw came back and he had a pretty good performance for his first game back. Defense is just out, there's none. There is no fucking defensive structure. Condon's a good defensive player, and Luke McDonald's having a fucking great year. Way better than last year in terms of his effort and fucking presence on the field. But across the entire ground, anytime a defensive play needs to be made, they're slow to make it. They don't put effort into making it, and their ideas of what defensive play looks like is just fucking shot. It's bullshit. 150 points scored against us, basically 2 weeks in a fucking row, basically. Something needs to be fucking said. And to hear Clarkson in the press conference again say, look, it was a disappointing performance, we got smashed in the clearance, we got really beaten in the contest, holy fuck. Take a shot for every time he says that and you will be an alcoholic. You'll be on death row, liver failure. But yeah, to hear him say that even in this disappointing performance, along the lines of they're still showing development and growth in certain areas, don't give them that fucking out. It doesn't doesn't matter if, yes, they might have done a few things that you wanted them to do, and that's good that they did them. Don't give them that out. That's a conversation that the public shouldn't be privy to when your fans are watching such a fucking disappointment week after week. These people are underperforming. These players are underperforming. The fucking coach is underperforming. The staff around them must be underperforming because something isn't working. None of it's gelling, none of it's meshing, and it looks fucking atrocious. When North get up and about, they look like a good team. The handball, pretty boy running football, whatever. It looks good. They got no grit. They got no heart. They got no defense. They got no toughness. What, Cherry is your fucking toughest player, and Paul Curtis is a good fucking tackler in the forward half. But you have no one with a bit of mongrel in them, a bit of fucking pressure. There is no reason teams should not carve you up if the team wants to win more. You can have all the skilled players in the fucking world. If they're not being used correctly and they're not being managed correctly and taught the right things, not being sort of held account when they don't do defensive plays, it's not going to work. It's something that is an issue and doesn't seem to be being addressed by the coaching staff, and if it is, then it's not fucking working, so something else needs to change. Whatever it is, the problem at the end of the day lies on the head of the coach, as that should be his responsibility, and it's just fucking disappointing. Alright, rant over. Holy fuck. I could just talk for years about it. What a fucking joke. What a piss take. What a disappointment. Speaking of disappointments, and well, close to being disappointments, the West Coast and Essendon game, let's be real, if Essendon was like a fractionally better, they would have won this game. It really did come down to that last quarter, just not knowing how to stop a team surging and shit like that. And Essendon, holy fuck, scraped that win out at the cost of Sam Draper. Good luck with the rest of your season. Like, again, West Coast aren't anything great, and Essendon probably aren't anything great now, but with that loss of Draper, for what he brings to the club and for his actual skill and talent on the field, it's just going to be a rough rest of the year. It would have been cool to see West Coast get up this week, because then it would have been the full week of the upset. But, you know, they showed some good things here and there. I think their coach is, despite all the fucking problems with Oscar Allen and whatever the fuck, there's like good things about West Coast at the moment to be looking forward to in the future. It's just they're few and far between, but they're not as few and far between as other clubs may have them. Melbourne and Freo. Melbourne managed to get up. That's, you know, I don't like Melbourne, but I like Max Gawn. I don't mind Simon Goodwin. I like Jack Viney and shit like that. So yeah, Clayton Oliver shits his pants, whatever. But generally, it is good for the club to have a win. It's good for them to win in the style they did. Cozzy Pickett played, again, like a fucking top 3 player in the comp. He played like a fucking goat. Like, killed it. Just obliterated it. You know, when there's talks of Cozzy wanting to leave for Freo, and then he comes and fucking burns Freo away, it's a bit of a dominance thing. It's a bit of a statement. You know, I don't actually think this even means that he wouldn't be still looking to go to Freo. If anything, it's like a resume thing of, look what I can bring to yous. But, you know, it's good they got to win. It's good for the game that they got to win. I would have not liked to see them go 0-5 or 0-6 or whatever it would have been. 0-6, I think. But yeah, just because it would have been funny almost to being like, holy fuck, there's so many problems. But you know, you don't want problems. At the end of the day, it is better if all teams are firing at least, you know, decently. So, but honestly, again, it speaks, well, Melbourne played good footy, and they played a brand that they haven't been playing all year, that sort of fast chaining handball game and shit. Well, they were trying to implement elements of that sort of style, and it worked really fucking well for them. But there has to be something said about Freo kind of letting this happen. It just puts a lot of fucking cloud and doubt over Freo. You got some good talented players, you got a lot of potential, but it doesn't seem like that's really working or paying off in the way that you want it to. Just puts a big question mark over the whole fucking club. Like, what's going on here? What is the structure working? What's going on with the coaching? What's the game plan? Because right now it seems to be play average, slow, boring footy and hope you win. Hope that Shea Bolton lights it up and fucking manages to pull something out of nothing. Hope that Sarong is hitting every one of his 10,000 handballs at the most efficient disposal spot or whatever. It's a boring brand that they're playing, and it didn't shape up against Melbourne giving a bit more of a fucking effort. So again, issues there. Issues at that club. They're not a top 8 side this year, I don't think. Giants, Crows. Look, fucking respect to the Crows defense. This is one of the things that has been a conversation about them, is that they got offense covered with the 3 talls, whatever. Their midfield's pretty good, pretty fucking impactful, and the defense is fine. It's just that that's kind of like their weak area. This game was the complete opposite. Both teams had no fucking offensive pressure, and the Crows just had immense defensive pressure. pressure. Well, maybe we were just playing fucking shit. I don't know what happened. Both teams were like sloppy as fuck with the skills. They were kind of trying to blame it on the weather, but for most of the game, there was like a slight breeze. On our side of things, like we didn't look like the same team that we normally are. We were kicking into the forward line as if Hogan was still playing. Like Hogan being an out hurts, but that's not what lost us the game. We were kicking in as if he was there and leading like over on top of everyone's heads. When Cadman can take a mark sometimes, he gets his hands to it more than he actually marks it. And Stringer, fuck me, holy shit, that's coming up soon, the rant on Stringer. But for now, you know, there's a few marking targets, but not in the way that we were trying to use them. We needed short entries, which we didn't adjust. We didn't adapt to that at all. It looked like we forgot how to fucking play if we don't have Hogan there as a target, which doesn't make much sense because we started the year without him and we were doing fine then. So yeah, look, I don't know, but even like at random contests up along the ground, trying to get it to our forward line, we would be kicking to a contest, which we do quite often, but it will usually spill out of the contest and we'll have 2 or 3 crummers running past to start up that handball chain, to start the linking footy. But there was no crummers at any contest. We were just kicking it to fucking 1-on-1s or 2-on-2s, and the Crows were winning them either through the fucking air or getting it to ground and having a runner come past. They were just out-legging us. They were out-determining us. It didn't look like the same team that I think we are and can be. And yeah, it was a low-scoring game. We managed to like keep them decently low-scored. Like our defense, like Sam Taylor took some shit like fucking 11 intercept marks or something. He's a fucking gun. Without him, this game would have been entirely different. We would have been blown the fuck out. I mean, we would have probably stayed around that 10-point fucking mark that we were at halftime. How crazy is that to say? 2 of the like higher scoring sides in the AFL at the moment, and fucking at halftime it was like what, 30-10 or 20-10 or some shit like that. The commentators in the last quarter, at the beginning of the last quarter, before they started to like kick away a tiny bit, was saying some shit like, oh, it's only 3 goals until Giants are out and head. We didn't kick 3 goals until halftime. So that day, that just wasn't gonna fucking happen. It was over from around quarter time. Like adjustments could have been made, should have been made, and weren't. Don't know if that was a coaching thing, don't know if it was a playing thing, I don't know what happened. It just didn't look good. Taylor for us was really good, everyone else was pretty disappointing. I mean, Darcy Jones was pretty good as well. Stringer, holy fuck, he's just not working. He is just not working. He's some shit like he's kicked like 3-12 since he's been with us. That's fucking horrible return, especially when these are like not the most difficult shots to take. He missed one from fucking 30 out. Cadman missed one from the top of the fucking square. Toby missed one from 20 odd out. All of the players that needed to fire to light us up weren't firing at all. You know, Darcy Jones kicks a nice goal, Cornelio kicks a nice goal, and that should have been a spark or something, but just fucking no, it just didn't lift. It's that sort of shit where like you've already dropped the head a bit and those moments don't bring everyone up. They're just like, oh fucking finally, that's what we should have been doing the whole time. And yeah, we should have been doing that the whole time, but I don't know, we couldn't pick up any momentum to change the game. Pretty embarrassing performance from us. I don't think this is like, oh, Susan's shot, we're fucked, we're frauds. Not at all, it's just an off day. And you know, but to some degree, it was an off day for Adelaide as well. They should have blown us away. They could have blown us away. But they were definitely the better team on the day by a fucking landslide. And the scores, like, it doesn't reflect how poorly we delivered compared to, like, them. They delivered poorly as well, but I honestly think they looked pretty good. Like, to be honest, even with the shit skills and all of that, they looked much better on the ground than we did that day. Again, I don't think they're a better team than us, but that's how the fucking game turned out. So yeah, big analysis over. God, I said I would be quick and then I'm fucking rambling can't. Oh, and then fucking Richmond beat the Suns. Holy fuck. Maurice Rioli is a fucking jet, bro. That's crazy. He was doing shit. I don't even know what happened when he like stood up. He was tackled, he stood up and hopped around people and fucking, I don't know, a couple rundowns. He was playing a game, some sort of game, electric player to watch. I forget the name of their intercept marker who was going fucking ballistic as well. Duranto had a pretty good game, you know, like Hopper played pretty well. It was that same sort of thing that happened when they beat Carlton, where they had full pure belief and full pure effort. They put fucking 200% effort into this game and they managed to fucking beat Gold Coast, who are one of the more dominant sides this year so far and do genuinely look like a top 4, top 6 at least side, and they got fucking beat by Richmond. It's a crazy thing to see. It was a really good thing to see. The Noah Bolter stuff is funny. Like, I don't want to, like, it's weird to say, He played a fucking some sort of game. He played incredible. And like, it is something to be mentioned that under all of that pressure, regardless of what you think about the situation, should he have been playing morally? I don't know. Probably, maybe not, maybe not, no, maybe not much. But, you know, they did play him because they could. And that's not really on the Richmond club. That's more on the AFL for facilitating that. But he played a fucking ripping game. He shut Max King the fuck down. Ben King, not Max King, but he shut down Ben King. Sorry guys, you're twins. You look the fucking same. Shut him down and kept him out of the game, basically. You know, I think he got like a goal or some shit. He got like, what, 3 fucking important marks or something? I don't even know the stats on it. He made him look like a non-factor. And he's their key forward. You know, that is kind of the difference in a game that is this close. He was the difference. Like, it's a weird thing. Dimmer came out and defended it afterwards. I think that's an odd look. He defended it more than the fucking Richmond coach was doing so. But yeah, look, I don't know. That's gonna shape up weird. I think he can't play night games anymore because he's got curfew from when he got, the sentence was like curfew and a fine or some shit. I don't know. Didn't go to jail. That's all you need to know. But he will be half playing this year anytime they get day games. I don't know how many night games they get. I think their one this week against Melbourne is a night game, and that's gonna sway my pick a little bit because I feel like, I don't know, they gave a really fucking strong performance, all based on effort. The skills were decent. Like, the decisions were really good. Skills were how you're going for a young, growing, developing side. They're about where you expect them to be. But the decision making was on fucking point of Richmond. They were looking for the best options. They were putting in 110% effort. It was just a really fucking fun game to watch, and I'm happy they got the upset. I'm super happy. The Dimmer comment about like, I fucking hate coming to this, or I hate playing here or whatever, he didn't say fucking this time. I don't like playing at this ground. It's just aged very funny now. So yeah, very good to see. Funny that Noah Bolter was the difference. Whatever you want to think about it morally is whatever. They got the win. So in their eyes, that's probably all that matters. But yeah, they'll be good. They'll be dangerous again soon. Like, if that's the brand of footy that they're going to bring and going to develop, that will be a fun, dangerous team to watch within the next couple of years. They'll be making some real waves. So yeah, good, very promising signs there. Which is funny because when you compare it to a North who their promise should be through the fucking roof. They should be delivering at a point where Richmond is delivering more. You know, it's fucked. Swans and Port, I did it. I called this one. I sort of felt like, yeah, there was just too much going on for Port to lose this one at this time. The Willie shit, the back of that game that they fucking pumped the Hawks in, they had to be firing, and they were firing pretty fucking well. Now, that's not to say that Sydney played a dog shit game. People sort of are really, like, Sydney is in a bad way at the moment. That is the case. But especially in that last quarter, yes, they were very inaccurate, and that's the biggest thing that hurt them. But I don't think that they were atrocious in any regard. If they were more accurate throughout any point of this game, not just the last quarter, if they were taking those fucking opportunities that they had throughout the earlier quarters, the scoreline would have been very different. And yes, that's obvious. Like, if we kick straight, we would have won. No shit, that's half the fucking game of footy. But it's not like they're in super dire straits. They get a Papley back, and that game probably goes to Sydney. Having that forward hunger and determination and pressure for a player like he brings, it could have been the difference, and in my opinion probably would have been the difference. That isn't to say that Port did bad. Again, they looked pretty good. They did things that I like them doing. Rosie's having some kind of season. He's getting tagged off the half back line and fucking burning the tag away. It's pretty fucking cool to see. There's a lot of determination and energy around Port at the moment. Like, you know, Willie kicks the goal and half the fucking field runs over to him and gets around him for it. So, you know, there's passion at that club, and I'm pretty positive for their direction going forward. Whether or not that means they are a finals team, that shouldn't really be the goal. I know it's the goal for everyone, but they'll do good. They'll be fine. And Sydney will be fine too. Sydney will come out of this slump and probably end up around in the 8, definitely. I know they're not in their greatest form of all time right now, but I do see that changing. When Goulden comes back, when Papley comes back, things will lift for them. The Dogs versus St Kilda, just to fucking flex the muscles from the Bulldogs, I think they are underrated this year. Crazy to say. They've been doing really fucking well without the people that they've had out. You know, Cody Waitman is huge and he's still out. Fucking Sam Darcy injury sucks, and it's like losing Draper. It's that important for them. It's pretty fucking huge, and it was a rough looking fucking knee crack, man. It's good it's not the ACL. That's really positive and a great thing for him as a player. It brings a lot more certainty to the future. Like, you don't have that worry on the back of your head, but still massive out for the rest of the year, and a fucking pretty horrific mental injury sort of thing. Just the way that he landed on that was not nice to fucking watch. But in the positives, Liberatore, The rundown chase on Brad Hill is one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen. Like, I genuinely think that is one of the coolest and biggest efforts I've seen in footy recently. Just fucking unstoppable. I was losing my shit about that. And then fucking BT, fuck, like a couple minutes after that happened, fucking Brad Hill's got the ball again and is running down the same wing off the back line, and fucking BT says some shit like, Hill's got the ball, he does a quick scan around for Libba. Fuck, bro. It's so funny. It's so good. But it's so good to see from Liberatore. It's so fucking cool. I'm so happy for him. He just seems like one of the best people in the entire AFL. Seems like one of the most genuine blokes on planet fucking Earth. Yeah, awesome for him to see. Bond came back and played, again, an electric fucking game. It's kind of crazy. It does make you sort of sit and think, like, you forget how fucking good Marcus Bontempelli is until you're seeing it, and it's like, holy fuck. Not many people can do this, especially after just coming back from a very long break. So yeah, there's definitely some good things to be seen about the Dogs. Situation with Sam Darcy is pretty shit house though. That sucks. That hurts them going forward. If that injury didn't occur and they managed to win in this emphatic fashion, then it probably would have been more dominant if Darcy didn't get injured. That would have set their season alight. And this is just a step back in that. But it's nothing to be sad about, like in terms of their performance of the year. The injury is 100%, but for them, this is nothing. It's good signs. You're playing good footy. You might not be fucking top 4, but you're playing some pretty good footy with a pretty good list at a pretty good time. It's enjoyable to watch, And for the Saints, just pretty disappointing performance. Kind of shows that, like, that is the difference between the Saints list and other lists. They don't have a player like Bontempelli, like Petrarca, like fucking, Finn Callahan or someone that's gonna burst through in that midfield and make a big fucking breaking difference. And that's something they'll scout for. They'll be fine as well. Is what it is, as they say. Hawks and Geelong, holy fuck, bro. If the Hawks were kicking more accurately, this game would have been done as well. And again, that's half a footy, I know, but this is just kind of a funny fucking game. Was listening to this one in the car on the way back. Lots of funny shit with Bailey Smith fucking hitting me in the head with a football. Connor Nash fucking clotheslined the shit out of Grant Myers. Felt like there was a fair bit in it, just a fairly fucking entertaining game of footy. And Geelong just stood up as the better team. Again, I do think Hawks are probably better than Geelong with the brand that they play when it's firing perfectly, but they can be beaten. They're human. They're a team of humans that can be beaten, and Geelong is a fucking great, mature side that knows how to put teams away when they can and puts on dominant, assertive performances like they did. Managed to hold on in moments when most teams probably would have crumbled under that pressure. And for Hawks, fucking missed a lot of golden opportunities. Sicily kicking a fucking dog shit game the whole game and then kicking out on the full in a time that would have put them in front right towards the end of the game. What can you say? It just that's how the cookie crumbled, and the Cats got it done, That was the round of footy. The best game to watch was, for me at least, the fucking Richmond one. That was cracking. And the worst game to watch was the one with us in fucking Adelaide, or the North one, take your pick. But two bad performances from my two closest teams to me heart, and the Pies did fucking great. So at least someone in my family's up. My dad's happy at least. He's actually more pissed about the North loss, to be fair. But anyway, next week, let's do it. We got Melbourne and Richmond, Thursday night, blockbuster game. This will be fucking exciting as hell. Very, very excited to see this game. I do think it could go either way. The reason that I'm siding with Melbourne slightly is just because they'll be firing after that win from last week. That is all they needed to get a little bit of confidence back in their head, to get a little bit of determination in. They'll know that Richmond is a massive challenge after Richmond pulled the upset the week prior. And Noah Bolter can't play because it's past his bedtime. And he fucking, he was pretty important in that game. And I think that just that, I don't actually really know. I'm leaning towards Melbourne. I have the slightest feeling. If Bolter was playing, I'd be leaning towards Richmond. Even though I don't think he is like that pivotal to that team, I just think the pressure that's around it all might make a difference, if that makes sense. I feel like Richmond is in more the hot eye of the public because of that shit and playing him last week and whatever than Melbourne is because of how bad they've been playing. So I can see another game where Melbourne sort of gets a sneaky win, sneaky, assertive, dominant win over fucking Richmond is crazy to say, but it's also crazy to think that this will be a good game of footy. But I'm really fucking excited for it, and I'm leaning Melbourne slightly on this one. Collingwood and Essendon for the Anzac Day game. I'm going the Pies this one. I would have picked the Pies regardless. Like, I think that they're a better team than Essendon this year tenfold. like 2 weeks ago, I would have picked the Pies if the game was 2 weeks ago and we hadn't seen what we've seen with them beating fucking Brisbane in such a assertive way. But the biggest thing is Sam Draper being gone. Like, that kills them. And yes, Darcy Moore's out, so that's another big out for Collingwood, but across the ground, Collingwood just have so much more than what Essendon does, and I think this is a pretty easy win for Collingwood. It could be pretty ugly, like for Essendon, this could be a massive blowout. So yeah, I think that's the safe bet of the round, to be honest. Crows and Freo up in Optus. I'm taking the Crows, not just because of how they played against us last week. I think their performances in weeks prior to that have been much more fucking appealing and much more sort of enticing, incentivizing, or whatever the fuck the word is. I think they had an off week last week and managed to beat us. So like, I think there's depth here, and I think that yes, Freo have to respond from losing to Melbourne, whatever the fuck, but they're not, I don't know, they're slow. That's all there is. I don't really have much for this. It could go to fucking Freo home ground. If I get this one wrong, oh, fuck me. Yeah, whatever. But the Crows should win this, is the way that I'm looking at it. They really should. And it would be a great resume tick for them. Again, another sort of thing that would propel them further in this year. And I think that Freo is fucking struggling at the moment. And I think the Crows capitalise on that. Brisbane and St Kilda at Marvel. Could be interesting, but I'm going Brizzy. Yeah, Brizzy got fucking put away by the Pies. Saints got put away by the Dogs. Which is a better team, the Dogs and the Pies. This is footy maths and doesn't really make any sense because styles make games and different fucking days depend on how anyone fires and works, but whatever. If Brisbane drop this one, like, that's a problem. And I'm not saying that the Saints are dog shit. I think they are better than their loss against the Dogs. I think they're similar in quality to the Dogs, maybe worse, but not that much worse. So, I don't know, but yeah, Brisbane should fucking win this. They should turn around and respond pretty heavily, and I see them doing it pretty emphatically, you know. Maybe a 3-goal win at minimum is sort of what I'm giving this one. I think the key players at Brisbane get a good fucking shredding from last week and step up. Again, Lachie Neale is probably going to fucking have a breakthrough game here, so find a bit of form this year. That's how I'm seeing it play out. Port and North, I'm tipping Port, and I'm not changing my fucking tip this week. Port will win. Port is going to win. I don't actually think it will be as dominant as a performance as they have had against Sydney or Hawks. I think this will be the worst out of that 3, genuinely. And I still think North are going to fucking lose. North might be up at third quarter time, and they'll find a way to lose. I'm not changing that tip. You can prove me wrong, Clarkson. Earn my respect and my trust back, you fucking dog shit cunt. Holy fuck! Giants and the Dogs. This will be another fucking cracking game. I'm tipping us. It's at NG, and I think we will be getting a fucking hounding after our performance last week. We're going to be drilling things in, and the Dogs could win, like getting the bond back. They're on a really good form run. They're looking like a dangerous side. But if they do, that's going to spell some dramas for us. So this is half a hope and a prayer that we just manage to lock back into our good form that we looked like we were finding against certain teams and whatever. You know, Toby Green needs to step the fuck up, make this game his own, take a bit of, take it on. And that's not to say that Toby hasn't been having a good year. He has. Just last week was dog shit. But last week was dog shit for a lot of our players. I think we turn it around. I see us getting this done. But it'll be a good game. And the Dogs could come out on top if they manage to just, you know, never do the never die attitude and fucking pull something out. But yeah, I am going to comfortably tip us to win it at home. I hope, fingers crossed. Gold Coast and Sydney will be another pretty fucking great game. Both coming off performances where they probably should have won. Gold Coast more so than Sydney. So it's also at People's First. So kind of a fortress for the Suns, kind of. This will do bad things to Sydney's positioning on the ladder and fucking where they're at this year. But I don't see them winning. I just don't see them. They're not playing as appealing footy as Gold Coast are, even in the games that they both lost respectively. Gold Coast played fucking fine last week. Richmond just played out amazing. But I just think Gold Coast win this one. I think they're a bit taller of a team. Sydney's, missing a bit of that forward half grit. Dimmer's going to be pretty livid, and I think he's going to be more livid than whatever the name of the new Sydney coach is. And I think he's going to instill that into his players, and I think they're going to get that done. I see this being not a blowout, but a pretty convincing win again from Gold Coast, and which will then, the whole conversation will be, the spotlight needs to be put on the Swans. What's going wrong with the Swans? But that's probably where I see things going, at least. So Carlton and Geelong are going to fucking pump them. This will humble Carlton a little bit, put them back in the box. Remember, your 2 wins have been against North and West Coast. Let's just remember that. And yeah, Geelong are going to probably assertively beat them. I see this being a 30-point win, minimum. Blues looked fine, and like I said, good things happening across the ground, but unless all fucking stars align for Carlton, I don't see them beating Geelong at all. Last game of the round, Hawks and West Coast. Hawks will get their form back and will win. Sucks to be the Eagles, but this isn't the game that you scalp. This is not the scalp you get, not when the Hawks are in the position that they're in right now. Their backs are getting pushed a little bit up against the wall, and they're gonna fight back. A bit of that fast, flowing footy that will open up on a team like the Eagles. Like against Geelong, it's hard to sort of break Geelong's defensive structure open and run and have control over how the game's played. But against the Eagles, they have less of dominance in being able to dictate how the game's played. So I think Hawks will just sort of take it away from them, fucking run circles around them probably. But yeah, that's the rounds of footy. Alistair Clarkson, you're a failure. Not in totality, just in what you've been able to pull here. Your attitude is fucking weak as piss. Have fun getting slandered in the media for the next fucking however long you lose until. You'll win a game and they won't be nice to you now. You've managed to do it. Fucking finally. Thank you, Kane Corns, my goat. My goat, Kane Corns, for fucking being on the forefront, the opening line, what's it called? Like the first line of war? What's that called? Some shit. Thanks, Kane Corns. Fucking Rory Lobb should get a cob of corn on the side of his head as his next hair thing.